Hello everyone, bringing you another unboxing video today. Some interesting bits and pieces arrived from Australia, which we're going to take a look at now. A mix of stuff from the 60s through to the 1980s, which hopefully you'll find interesting, particularly when we go into it in further detail in future videos. Obviously this is just an unboxing to have a quick look at what's arrived, but obviously this is all stuff which will hopefully be coming up in videos in the not so distant future. Okay, so to avoid excess noise and so forth and faffing around on the recording, I've opened the sellotape up here already, but I've yet to have a look at what we have in here, and I think I will do, I'll bring this over to one side here and we'll get the various bits and pieces out as they come. We have here a later pair of the Australian jungle trousers, pixie trousers, and they have a nice fabric label here, quite interesting, good detail there. I believe these should also be labelled inside. Here we are. So yes, we have post-war Australian, post-Vietnam War Australian trousers, 1986, as you can see there, and these are in beautiful condition, unissued. Very, very nice. Goes to one side over here. The next thing we have here is an 80s shirt. Let's have a look. Yes, so this is a looking at the camera. This is a return to more of the sort of jungle green type of shirt, again 1986. The plainer jungle green shirt, obviously with standard sort of flat patch pockets on the front and so forth. Move away from the pixie greens which had been introduced for use in Vietnam. Australians went back to a simpler design of shirt. We have here the belt from the M1988 web equipment set, which is rather nice there. I like that, the Fastex buckle with the crossed SMLEs on the buckle there, and the Fastex buckle is actually marked Fastex NZ New Zealand there, as you can see. That's a rather nice thing to have. As I say, it's essentially, well, obviously you've got the eyelets and everything there, much like the M1956 belt, but obviously adjusts with this strap here, and then obviously you've got the nylon strapping here with the Fastex buckle on the front. So it's sort of a hybrid design, I guess, a step towards the disruptive pattern web equipment, which would come slightly later. And we have the suspenders from that system here as well, and again they're very similar to M1956 in many ways, an adaptation thereof, but the straps are these sort of nylon straps with a buckle for adjustment, as opposed to hooks and so forth to attach onto the equipment. The next thing we have in here is, it'll be a pixie shirt, I think. Well, this is rather nice. It's a 70s example, I believe. Let's have a look at the label here. Not a huge amount to see on the label, and again I'm trying to read it upside down. 1970 something. You can see there underneath the writing, hopefully, if the camera focuses. The only problem with doing it this way is I can't quite see what the camera is doing, but anyway, very, very nice. Corporal's rank on that side and on this side, and then we have parachute wings as well, which is fantastic. A really, really nice shirt, that I have to say. That's a lovely thing. The second pattern pixie shirt, I believe. And then this will be a first pattern, I believe, an earlier example, 1960s, yes, 1967, again as you can see on the label there, hopefully. The earlier shiny buttons, as you can see there. Again, we'll have a look at these in more detail going forward, but that's a very nice thing to have. You can see the just very distinctive angled pockets at the breast there. We have here, well, before we get to the trousers, post-war, I think we've got two of these. That's one with the fitting on the front. Two of these post-war canteen covers, as you can see there, without the stitching down the front, but otherwise essentially the same as those issued in Vietnam. You have a 1978 on that one, still shows up, which is quite nice. And this one is completely gone. You can't read. You can just about see the broad arrow, but otherwise the stamp's pretty much gone on that one, which is not surprising. You wear away easily, very easily. But as I say, very similar to those issued in Vietnam, the modified M1956 covers, but without the stitching down the front. That was a modification, simplification post-war. And then we have one of the last issue ones associated with the M1988 equipment, which has a loop on the front. You can attach a compass first aid pouch on the front. You can use a single Alice clip through the front there, and that allows you to carry a pouch on the front of the water bottle pouch. Same method of attachment to the belt. You still have the hanger hooks and everything, which is obviously the reason the eyelets were retained on the belt. So that's nice. I've got another one of these coming. The idea is to do a sort of timeline of Australian web equipment. And then we have the pair of the Pixie trousers, if I'm correct. Let's have a look at the waist here. These are 1970 dated, as you can see there, hopefully. I think it's focusing on these. As I say, we'll be looking at these in further detail in the future anyway, so if some details are missing, it's not the end of the world. This video is just a run through what has arrived, as opposed to looking at it in any great detail. And these are the earlier examples, which have the elastic around the cuff there, as you can see. It's quite an interesting part of the design of these here. These are pretty small, but these are 1967 dated, as you can see there. So these are Vietnam era. Well, 1970 is technically as well, but obviously they're unlikely they'd have made it out there before the end of the war. But there we are. That's an earlier pair of Pixie trousers there. And then I think Stephen also put in very kindly. Oh well, here we are. A flyer for him there. If you want details of that, as you can see. And then very kindly some cards as well, which I can hand out to people, which would be useful because I know there are quite a few people interested in Australian kit. We also have a copy of the Australian Army newspaper there from October 2019. So thank you very much. I mean, that's going to be interesting to have a look through, I have to say. Thank you very much, Stephen. That's fantastic. It really is. That's excellent. I shall enjoy having a read through that. So there we are. That's the contents of the box that's arrived from Australia. So there we are. That was a brief run through the bits and pieces that arrived from Australia. Obviously, all topics for future videos at some point in the future, which hopefully will be of interest to people. Certainly, it's interested me, the look at how Commonwealth countries moved away from British influence during the Cold War. In some instances came back towards it. New Zealand certainly did to a degree later on. But it's interesting to see US kit taken on and developed for a country's own needs. And obviously, again, as we've seen with Canadian kit as well, the way that evolved away from British influence designs. All very interesting. So it's nice to be able to carry on sort of expanding in that direction, and hopefully you'll find the videos interesting when they come out. If you do like my videos, if you like my channel and the uploads I present, then please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Obviously, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button as well. If you click on that, you can select to be alerted when I upload future videos, which I would recommend doing. There's also, if you really like my uploads and you'd like to support the channel, there's also the Patreon page down below, and also the PayPal link. Very big thank you, as ever, to everyone who supported me through those two methods. It really is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. There's also the Facebook and Instagram page, and now a Twitter as well, all linked down below in the description should you wish to follow the channel on social media. And there's also an email address as well, should you wish to send me photographs, ask questions and things, but don't particularly use social media. But that's everything for now. That's everything I wanted to cover. So until next time, bye for now.